Lombardi, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. So in today's video, guys, just going to do a bit of a discussion where the Steelers are sitting at the bye. I will be away, so I'm recording this 2 days earlier. I'm actually going up to Queensland to play a bit of pickleball in a competition. So I'm recording now 2 days earlier. But there's not too much really going on, guys, with the bye. So if you like, a bit more longer form video talking about our Steelers, where they sit 2-6. Yes, it's horrible. Of course, we had the big news with Mike Tomlin saying they won't change the offensive coordinator. But in my opinion, as much as we all want to fire Matt Canada, and it doesn't make any sense, to go on the next 9 games, you just kind of have to deal with it, right? You just got to deal with the 9 games, see what Kenny can do in this system. And if it's still really, really bad, which it is, throughout the whole season and at the end of the season, then you make the move and you fire him, and hopefully Rooney's will go out and hire someone else at a better position. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on Mike Tomlin. This is the best and biggest test for Mike Tomlin and all the coaches and the organization this year. We didn't think, in my opinion, and a lot of Steelers fans, we didn't think it would be this bad, right? This bad, because you could have lost to the Bengals. You could have easily lost to the Bucks too if we didn't show up for that game. We could be 0-8. And for the theme of today's video, guys, I want to talk about how can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn it around, right? Be a bit more optimistic. I know it's hard right now to think like this. At the same time, how can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn it around? And in my opinion, it really does involve TJ Watt. I know it's only one player. And some people will call me crazy going, man, it's TJ Watt. He's coming back, right? TJ Watt will be back for this team, hopefully healthy, near 100%, 9 games to go. Let's see what can happen. Kazi's coming back too on our defense, right? But we're versing some teams that, when you look at their quarterbacks, and to start off with, you have the Saints with Andy. I'm pretty sure Andy Dalton will be coming back to Heinz Field, which I think TJ Watt's Steelers, or if TJ Watt's playing with our Steelers, that will be trouble for the Saints. Yes, they have Kamara. They have dudes like that. They're pretty explosive. But Andy Dalton knows the Pittsburgh Steelers well. And he knows them well enough that he's been in trouble a lot of times with the Steelers versus him. So that'll be fun, exciting to see TJ Watt run down Andy Dalton and take care of business, right? So you can win that game. So if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to turn it around, it's going to be versing some of these teams like the Saints. Burrow's coming back home too. We've got also the Colts are involved. The Falcons are in there. We play the Ravens twice too. We haven't played them yet. Now, that's going to be a really hard matchup. But to me, it does start with the bye. And if you're going to turn it around, you have to look at, firstly, the offense. The offense is really bad. Okay, the offense is, as much as I want TJ Watt to come in here, and I wish TJ Watt could run the football, catch a football, do everything that TJ Watt can do, sack, force fumbled, and run the football to the end zone, right? I want to see that. But it does start too with the offense. I think this offense needs to wake up. The Matt Canada system is boring. Super boring, right? Super duper boring. But you have to fix it. And you've got time now in this bye period. You got time. You got about 9 days off before the big home game against the Saints. Can they implement an offense that's going to wake up the offense? No more Claypool, right? Can they start to use Sims and Boykin more, Connor Haywood, those dudes in the offense? Can they find the middle of the field where they can target Frymouth? Can they start to run the ball effectively? Okay. With this team right now, being 2-6, is the first time I've actually been through this losing season. It's the first time that Mike Tomlin has been in this position this bad. He's been here before. I believe it was 2012 or 2013 or something similar, where he started 0-14, right? He has been here. He's been through the ups and downs in the 2019 season when Big Ben went out and we had to play Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, right? He's been here before. But I don't think we've been here with this kind of coordinator that can't put together a game plan rather than just 11 plays. All around the world, Steeler Nation is saying, sack Canada. But now it's the point where Canada needs to wake up and actually do his job. And the players have been calling out each other and calling out themselves to go and read the playbook, right? I know for me, guys, being a Steelers fan, I will always cheer them on no matter what. I will not support a tanking season. I won't do it. I don't care about improving the team for the draft. Draft picks are great. If you go and get a first one, fantastic. But you have to lose games to get there. My mentality as a fan and on this channel and on my other channel, Steel Nation Australia, and watching the game is I don't never want to see them tank ever. I don't want to see them be 2-15. Now, if they go and lose 9 games in a row, they deserve to be 2-15, 110%, and they deserve the first round pick and a chance at legitimate rebuild, which might come at the cost of sacking coaches, sacking Mike Tomlin. This could actually happen. But what I always look forward to is the fact that you can win the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 2-6, heading into the bye, a chance to refresh, restart, come back, and you've got TJ Watt. Like I said, can TJ Watt turn this Pittsburgh Steelers team around? Now, it's going to be very hard for one player to turn the whole team around, but I get this feeling that if TJ Watt comes back, Alex Highsmith on the other side, I get this bit of a feeling that it's going to be very hard for this offenses to go out there and score points. I don't really see Andy Dalton going out there and throwing 4 TDs, 3 TDs. I think they'll keep it competitive enough where Dalton might score 1 TD. Alvin Kamara might run in for one as well. That's 14 points. Maybe a few field goals. Could be 17, 20. And the offense just needs to score 20 to 23 points. That's what needs to happen. And I believe that TJ Watt coming back is going to fire up the crowd, fire up the fan base, fire up the team, and hopefully get some short field turnovers or sacks, or better yet, maybe a pick if he drops back into coverage. We've seen it before. But I believe there's going to be a lot of pressure from TJ Watt on the outside to then the other guys are going to start to fire up, like Miles Jack, Devin Bush going to fire up. Newly acquired William Jackson III, he might fire up, right? He might take the place of Witherspoon. Levi Wallace might come back from injury. Ogunjobi might come back from injury. Those kind of guys might come back into the lineup where TJ Watt can spark the team. He might be able to spark the team. So the question is, guys, can TJ Watt turn it around? Because I believe it does start with him. Because when you look at the stats, they've only won 1 game. They have won 1 game without TJ Watt, and they've lost the rest of them. They have lost, I think, 9 to 10 games without TJ Watt. Now, they've won 1 game without him, right? So can TJ Watt turn it around? But a 9-game stretch, I will be cheering them every single week, right? And I'm happy if they go 7-10. I'm happy if they go 8-9 or 9-8. And if we miss the playoffs, and we still get a bad pick, I'm still happy. I do not support tanking one bit, not at all. I don't support tanking for your team because I think right now the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a loser mentality. We're a winning culture, and they're in a loser mentality right now. They're expected to lose. They play like they want to lose. They play like they have no chance. They turn up with no gusto, no might, no strength, no physicality, and they play that way. They play to lose, right? You've got to get yourself out of that mindset. That's a weak mindset. Now, of course, you might get good draft picks, but one player from the draft isn't going to turn around. A winning culture and rebuilding the O-line and rebuilding the cornerback room and maybe getting another receiver, that turns things around. That definitely does. So can TJ Watt, can he also turn it around for our Pittsburgh Steelers?